Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sumi and I'm the owner and illustrator of the Mochi Cloud, which is a small stationery business. And I typically do planner videos on this channel and stuff related to stationery. Today I have the October flip through in my Hobonichi cousin, and if you've seen my previous videos you would know that this cover is new. I did pick this up from the Hobonichi release. This is the one piece Going Merry logbook cover in the size A5, and while this is something that I purchased for next year, I just wanted to move in right away, and it has been one of the most wonderful covers ever, and I have decorated a bunch of it. So we'll get straight into it, and today I'm just gonna go over the dailies because my weekly and monthly system has not been working for me, and I do need to revise that a little bit, and I'm still trying to figure out what I need to do. So right now you're only going to be seeing the dailies of the October month of 2022, and as usual I typically tend to do a kind of a little bit of an art illustration on my cover page for October and every month prior. This umbrella is something that I illustrated from an art book, and I also have a video showing the process of how I go about doing this. And this is something that I'm also trying, apart from just adding really sketched in pieces. This page or this paper that you see right here, it's actually a wrapping paper that I got from an order that I had placed in September, and the paper that it came packaged in, it was really pretty, so I just tore this off and I just used it as a scrapbooking material, and I'm trying to do this in the Hobonichi cousin itself this year. Yeah, I just stuck this on, and I did draw an hourglass on top of it. So half of the hourglass is on the Tomoe River paper and half of it is on the actual wrapping paper that you see right here. So on to the dailies for October. I would say the first half of October was kind of very uneventful for me, and I was just focusing on most of my work, and I was kind of really slumped when it came to my stationery shop, because I've been trying to think about things that I really want to do, and this is something that I've been thinking about. And you will see throughout the October spread that while I have spreads every single day, it's just that there isn't much of something going on. And most of the time in October, especially in the first few days of October, I was not in a very good headspace, and I've been just ranting throughout my journals and my planner. You can see that I don't have much things on my work side here, and this might also be because it was a Saturday and a Sunday, but it was not very eventful to begin with. The 4th and the 5th, again, not anything very eventful. I do remember placing the order from the Hobonichi store for the October release, which was the One Piece collections, and while I had taken it off of shipment hold, the actual order shipped on the 5th. So that's something that was most eventful on the 5th. I would say the rest of the week, which was Thursday and Friday, I spent trying to solidify my plan for my language learning journal, which is something that I have been trying to get sorted in my head. And while I did write down what I'm intending to use and all the additional books and the supplements that I'm going to use, I still have certain things that I have to figure out, especially when it comes to what times am I learning this. On to the 7th, which was again a Friday, nothing important. I think most of my days towards the end of the week goes for editing my YouTube videos and setting up the cover page. I did have certain shopping that I needed to do for the house, which I actually didn't get done. In fact, I still haven't done this. I don't think I spend much of my time on the 8th doing anything. Again, it was just me trying to figure out my YouTube schedule and uploading my weekly video on the Sunday. And I think this is something that I just stuck in here. This is actually from one of my sticker sheets. It's this particular bunny, and this is available in my store. And actually this whole set is my favorite. This little bunny chasing the bee, and you do actually have this tiny little, you know, catcher thing, whatever you may call it. So I just stuck that there, and just to fill out some space, because I've noticed that October has not been a month which has been very creative for me. On the 10th, I didn't do much. I did have, usually I start printing my orders on Monday, because I typically tend to get orders on the weekend, and I think most people tend to purchase on the weekends as well. I think that's how it usually works, especially if you do get your paychecks on Friday and you're just chilling out. And most of the time I see orders coming in on the Saturday or the Sunday. So Monday is generally the work day for me, where I have to run my silhouette machine, print stuff, and get all my orders out for the week. And usually it is, most of the printing and the cutting happens on the 10th and 11th, and the actual packing, well, not the 10th and 11th, Monday and Tuesday. And generally the packing tends to happen a little later in the week, like Wednesdays and Thursdays. So that's what I was doing on the 10th. And you can see me writing Target shopping. It's still not done. I still haven't done this. And yeah, on the 11th, I received a package, and actually this is the very package that we got the paper from. So it's really pretty packaging. It's actually from a perfume company. The Wednesday and the Thursday, I just had to add some more filming for my weekly YouTube upload video. And I would say, like, throughout the month of October, I've been trying to stay away from planners and stationery, just trying really hard to stay away from all of that, because it's something that you tend to get caught up in. And I was probably a little unsuccessful, because later in the month I do make a purchase, which I will talk about in a bit. But yeah, it's really hard trying to stay away from paper and stationery, especially towards the latter half of the year. Friday was a okay-ish day. I don't think I did anything. I was not in the mood to write much, but we were also looking to do some shopping, grocery for the day, so that's something that I just did not write anything about. And this is actually just a very rough sketch that I did, not on the 14th, much later in the month, but it's basically me thinking of, you know, oh, it would be nice to have a mochi cloud milk stand, because I have a lot of strawberry milk and flavored milk keychains in my store. So I was just thinking about things that go with the whole theme. So that was that. I just have a little bit of notes to myself, and I was really trying to avoid purchasing things on this day. And this day, actually on the 16th, which was a Sunday, I did not write anything, and this is actually backfilled. And this is something where I was just trying to test out new layouts that I can probably use for the Hobonichi cousin. On the 17th, again, I would say that I was not able to do anything much, and I was also thinking about trying out new books other than just the Hobonichi. And something that I was settling on was probably the Stalogy, because I do write a little bit of a blurb here. Just because the paper, even though it's not Tomoe River paper, I know that the paper is thin enough that it would take ink really well. And I actually do not like the extremely thick paper that you use for bullet journaling and everything, but I don't know. I've also learned to never say never in this month, because That is something that I'm trying to, stay away from, because I know that there are things in the past that I have hated when it comes to stationery, particularly, that I do tend to like or have been a little more lenient about nowadays. So I do want to try things if I have the means to do so. So that is something that I'm trying to do. And I was just writing about, and this is where it gets, difficult, because I am not a ring planner kind of a person, but I was very much interested in the personal wide size that comes up in the ring bound planners. They're kind of like a B6, but not exactly the exact same measurement. So, which is why I was like, I just wrote it down, personal wide, this is the measurements. And I was just thinking about this because I like having a little space when I write. So that's what I've been doing on the 18th and 19th, thinking about new planner systems and new papers that can be good, apart from the ones that I'm already using. So yeah, and I did make a purchase this day, which probably I will do an unboxing for it later, because I will not be receiving it anytime soon. And if you can zoom in really closely, you will be able to find out what I purchased. So good luck with that, because it's there on this page. I was having some sparkling water this day, and I just took off the Pellegrino sticker. They're really nice, so I just stuck that over there. And of course, as you can see from this page, before we get into 20th, I think I just kind of totally maxed out on this particular set of few days, because I was thinking so much and it is all over the place. And probably now would be a good time to say that my journaling system has changed slightly, because you will be able to see these page flags here. And while it may look really overwhelming right now, they do make sense to me. I don't do this every day, by the way. I finish a month and then come back and figure out what I need to flag. I do like the look of this. It's not something that a lot of people may like. It may look a little too much, but I like my pages like this, and they technically don't get in the way. So this is when I start, adding some more page flags to my pages, and I kind of I really like it. On the 21st, we actually were planning to go to one of my friends' place, but I felt really ill. I was ill in the morning, and I thought that I would get better. It was just a regular flu. So, and I became a little sick later in the day, so I could not go. And that's what this red dot is indicative of. It was me falling ill. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to visit them this month at all. So this is some of the remaining papers that you saw in the one that I got from my earlier unboxing. So on the 22nd, you can slowly start to see how I'm starting to get into this planner void, because I start measuring things and figuring out how to scale sizes so that I can print inserts, and that's what's going on right about here. Same goes for Sunday. Sunday was an easy day for me because I was sick on the 21st and the 22nd, and unfortunately for me, when I fall ill, it also starts a bout of migraine, which lasts several days after my illness is over. So if I ever get a fever, I know that the next couple of days are going to be bad for me, especially when it comes to headaches. On the Monday, again, I believe I was just setting up my silhouette machine, because I did get a few orders over the weekend on this day. And I was just printing the papers and setting it up for cutting memo pads. And that's what you see here. And of course, this is the bunny that you saw from this sticker. I have put the full set here. So the bunny, the little net, the bee, and the flowers, they all go in one section. So I've just set them up here, and I was just continuing to print, cut stickers and glue the memo pads so that I can get my orders out for Wednesdays and Thursdays. That's usually when my shipping schedule is. So, and this is just me writing stuff, and since we are on this segment right here, I know that this is something that I read somewhere, and I do have a small notation for that, and I usually put green as a notation for things that I've read, and the yellow is when I start rambling about certain things. So I'm just going to keep this right here. On the 27th, we actually just made random plans to go to Houston and to meet a couple of friends of my husband's, and 26th and 27th we just ended up packing for the trip. And the next couple of days you'll see me not doing much, and one of the things that I was really interested in doing was visiting the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, which is what this is actually. These are the tickets that we received, and I just I'm trying to scrapbook a little bit, collect some of the memories, and I actually did not fill any of this on the day that we traveled or when we were having our vacation, so it was just a couple of days. And on the 29th we went to Kinokuniya. I was dying to go to Kinokuniya, and I spent probably a little over an hour there, and I did purchase 2 books, one being the storyboard 2 of Otomo, of the Akira manga / movie. It's actually for the movie, not the manga. So Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira storyboards was one of the books that I purchased, and it actually has two books. I purchased the second one. I did not have the first one. I did not even see it there, but hopefully I'll be able to find it sometime. And and I also purchased another book, which is the illustrations from Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I have the first book, and I did purchase the second one this time. And I was completely lost in Kinokuniya, let me tell you. It was gorgeous. It was stunning. I could stay there for hours and still have something to do. So my husband literally had to drag me from the store because it was we were losing time to do other things, but it was a very nice experience. On the 30th we had to fly back, and I did not technically I did not write anything this day. This is something that I just backfilled when I just found some space. I was just doodling stuff in here, and towards the end of the month I was pretty tired after coming back, but on the 31st, and this is something that I've been trying to do, I'm trying to instill this kind of habit in me a little better, and this is something that I'm trying to find at the end of the month things that I have loved, or things that I've found new love for, or things that have triggered me or have made me feel uncomfortable. I am trying to write those things down, and I'm just trying to see how things go about, because I wouldn't say I'm a sensitive person, but I do think that certain things interest me as special interests, and also certain things really put me off about certain things. So that was something that I was trying out. So I've just made a list of things that I found new love for and things that have triggered me. And this is basically a sticky note from a small shop. I don't think they're there anymore. I don't know where I even got this from. This is really cute though. It's like a little fat cat. And this is also this is basically the tag that you get when you purchase the drawer pouch ane from Hobonichi, and I really liked the way they drew all of this, so I just stuck that as well. So that is it. That is my October month of 2022, and I have been thinking about my 2023 planner lineup. I do have ideas in my head, and it will be out. The planner and journal lineup for 2023 will be out in the month of November. I just need to polish a few more things before I finalize it. And obviously this is not something that ever gets finalized. It's just all over the place, right? But hopefully I would have that video up by the end of this month. And I also plan to put out a 2022 Techo Kaigi because I really want to see what is working and what's not working. If you watched all this way, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.